Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I greet you now, all me Salofa Mulden, the one within the diaspora and the one within the back home. I greet you all in the best of greetings. I wish you all Ramadan Mubarak, blessed Ramadan, and a belated 59th independent anniversary. I've been promising I will count me fourth and final episode on the pandemics in Sierra Leone episodes. On the 10th of April, I came up with the pandemics in Sierra Leone. I identified a lots of issues we may classify as they are already in the pandemic state. For example, corruption, illiteracy, lack of electricity, lack of water supply, clean water supply, lack of healthcare facilities, lack of this and that, lack of everything. On the 12th, I come up with another episode, 12th of April, we adopt the mother of all pandemics unveiled. We get lots of lack of in the previous one. High child mortality rate and things like that. So the question of on episode 2 was why what's in the mama of all them pandemics here? So episode 2, which was on the 12th, identified corruption as the big one. Corruption I'm born all the day. So corruption pandemic I'm born all the other pandemic then we talk about. On the 16th, I come up with a third episode where I expand on corruption. We are able to identify types of corruption and the causes of corruption, corruption in the different sectors, and the methods of corruption. Today, by God's grace, the 6th of May, I come up with the final episode, how to minimize corruption, to bring it to a state where we say it go manageable. But before I start, I want to acknowledge the effort of all those that have provided positive feedback on the previous episode, especially people like Amadu Barrie, we based in Sydney, Naya, and some other comments the women don't they receive. May God bless you all. Look, corruption, we all know, a pandemic, and we know subsiding will be say rampant. Now the business community, not every businessman corrupt, far from it. But corruption is more rife, the pandemic is there amongst the business community. And it is amongst the people who get money. Not every money member corrupt. But nade iboku, maybe out of every 10 money man then, 9 or 8 of them corrupt. The same for the business. Not everybody corrupt, but the bulk of it, I make it become a pandemic. We are not the responsible people, and the people away there in authority, then also. Yanda back na another area of the pandemic, yanda na other cluster. The one they will put in authority in a fail way. So we are responsible for this fight and how we bring about, how we minimize corruption. Who are you facing responsible? Now we all responsibility in this battle for minimize corruption in our country, Sierra Leone. When we say now we all, Uda and Uda, we feel safe. Of course, the one day with the authority, not in the top, number one. It means the mama and the papa themselves. Because they're responsible for their own family and the chiefs them. And then government, the public servants, the business leaders, anybody within authority, the ministers, the parastatals, the ministries, the AntiCorruption Commission, another player, the judges, then the lawyers, then the police, the army, the other security, OSD, the private sectors and the non-governmental organizations, then the business community and unions, the media like SLAG and Independent Media Commission. These are all actors. These are all soldiers them. We be say they will help fight in this corruption. The civic groups, they really do an amazing job. Grassroots civic groups. The service providers there, like the post office, the telephone companies, the teachers, the students, the families, the doctors, patients, and the pharmacists. And the policies and procedures where they don't formulate for handle corruption. They have to stand up to scratch. And after that, the big one they put on top of all of this, our moral values, our determination, to fight this winnable battle. So, our moral values, for the one day when are religious people, they believe in God. The one day we not believe in God, then believe say every human being in moral values tell and say corruption not a two-way good. Because corruption they deprive other people, they create other pandemics then. We see people and they sick and they die of basic sickness like malaria, this, that, because they not get health facilities then. All the money then they will go towards that. They go into people in pocket. So what is the recommendation? Or the recommendations are for control this year. First and foremost, well, some of the people that will tell me say I just waste me time and just talk what they talk, because the current system we then get in our country, then get all the policies and procedures about how to bring corruption to a standstill, about how to stifle corruption, to make it suffocate, about how to manage it. See, the only problem we have is about implementation. So I really discouraged. I thought, there's no need to go ahead with this, but I was encouraged again to just say it, because the way we can see it, you see it in our local language, and you make it directly how it relates to your society. There are lots of information online about, if you search Transparency International, United Nations, then get papers there where they talk about all this. You just need to print it and read it. But I looked at it, I say, it's too advanced, and some of it not relate to us. Some of them corruption thing in the way and the right. It already assumes the country it gets some of the infrastructures them, but we will not get them. Our institutions then weak. You understand? So I decided to say, with encouragement from friends, to come with this, talk about it in our own language, and try as best as possible for outline only what is relevant to us. How you fight corruption as well, that's what you fight in Australia. Yeah, the corruption way there, I know they deny somebody food and basic health and something like that. Corruption they also have, but manageable, just like how they manage the sickness. And the fight against corruption, now an ongoing battle, not a way they fight today, where APC fight them, where then come out SLPP can and say, oh, okay, now we go about roads, because APC be fight corruption, or vice versa. No. Corruption, now an ongoing battle, every government will make it a priority and continue with them. And it starts with me, you, and the government. Now we elect the government, put them there, so now we're all day in this together. First, the government has to adopt a holistic strategy about how they fight corruption, and therefore be determined. Therefore be determined for say, yes, this is a priority, we have to fight it. And the public service, for example, it's too big. They need to make a lean, mean, effective, efficient, and a powerful public service. The public service will get that alone are more of a social welfare system. It's untenable. Australia, I would say, made this so the population of 24 million and something. The federal public service, you say midday, now 150,000 people. Can you believe it? If you remove the contractors and some other things, it's even less than that. So then one good start. And the second one, one of the other important one then, now for increase the salary of people, let people live on a livable wage. Let them where they work, where months the way they pay you, they be say you able for live, survive here, your family, immediate family. You know what they work, month done, you know able live on your wage. That is a recipe for corruption, whether you like it or not. Pastor Kibi don't talk outside the entire cow, the one way initiate corruption, that did it. Of course, so if we need to discourage corruption, we need to increase the salaries, well-paid wages. Right now, the only people who they get are a few. The expatriates, with the majority, when a few people with the majority, they suffer. And the minimum wage, if we increase them across all platforms, private and public, wherever you live, the work label live on them. Yeah, the one way they clean offices themselves, then they live on the thing. Then they drive whatever car the prime minister drive. Where you buy out of your own pocket. Then they live the life. In fact, they make money pass the other way in our office self. So the minimum wage, not to wait for play with, then for increase them. Even though it go get some effect. I'm not going into that, but you have to. Everybody will they earn if we're able to survive on what they earn. And the next big one right now, the way decide the world on the government for move for live, for thrive, for survive into an ICT environment. We have to use technology. We need an ICT platform. Now the government for day. We government for day. For implement an ICT platform where they go for do everything. E-government is one of those. All the services, most of the services, then bring them online, because the technology it enable government to have a dynamic relationship with the other stakeholders, then like other academia, research and development, business, investors, civic groups. You understand? All of these things can happen. The media. And it have a free flow of communication between him and the stakeholders then. Immediate, just like that. And it help develop an effective communication platform or communication strategy. Oprah, listen to her, and then there's we talk about this COVID-19 in the US. Talk about communication. You say people and they communicate, but they know they connect. So they communicate, but we know they connect with the people about our messages. The only person who I feel say he don't do that. Now, Dr. James Jonah, during the election, where he talked, he began one phrase where he said, the future is in your hands. Soldier them they kill, rebel and they cut people and there for vote. But because he was able to connect with the people and defy all those things, and they decided to vote. And when we talk about fight against corruption, we need to communicate and connect with the people and let everybody knows the inner stakeholder, Like I said, we move all our services online, government services, bulk of it, whatever that has to be online. You put it there. If you go to land ministry, you're not able to move safe. If you go to any ministry, people they choke. What do you come for? Or something, simple things. If you go to the passport immigration, unbelievable. Understand? All transactions could come online. This way they enable auditing and faster processing of services. For example, some of these things like car registrations, land issues, driver's license, most of these things, the forms are available. Passports, you need to download the form, fill it, and then go somewhere, pay, and the form go to immigration, and immigration them handle that in there. And then we separate roles where they handle money and roles where they provide the service. For example, if Sekuba Ture one passport, Sekuba na money man, who say they go, the Maningo man, the richest Maningo man, who say they go pay for a passport, the form, a post office. The post office people and then for only able them for who say stop. Now for hold that money there, hold the passport, the form, check if whether the photo then everything is okay, and then approve them, and then they forward on to immigration. The one the way they process the application, the way they check but Sekuba in background, if whether you get Fulaman down the family. You understand? Then you know access to money business. So we do that. If you mistake because you know say Kuba say you get money, you don't see inform, you take your name and telephone number and you call and bra, you form there or you deal with me. Bra say you understand and you lose the job. You know, for I'll make that integrity there and that separation of roles. You know, whether they handle money, you know, they will provide the service. They already provide the service, you know, they will handle money, you know, they see money, you know. And also with this technology, staff attendance, I know say some department, I believe say they do that. The staff attendance, the another area will be say corruption, rife. Not only somebody go record say inside the system say I start work 8:30 and I finish 4:30. No, that's not enough. Everybody has to have an activity. We record what I did today. For example, Ramadan activity. This is just an example. It's fasting. Understand him? After Ramadan, after you finish your work every day, Ramadan, what do you do? I fasted from this time to this time. You know, processing application for iftar, for food stamp, and something like that. You know that activity day. Activity RMD 2001. Activity Ramadan 2020, the first part of the financial year. When Ramadan done, we not foresee that activity, then somebody record something again. You forget another activity, where if you record. If BC you no get, but that then you meet you a surplus staff member. Because they not for fire you, then for recycle you, rotate you, carry go na other ministry, you go work there. So them other ministry there. We need staff, then carry go there. Whether you like it or not. You either accept it or you work out of the department, create opportunity for others. And we empower people, let people get access to the leaders them. Let them not feel say, now beg them they beg for making them go see the member of parliament or the minister or whatever. Now privilege the minister or the member of parliament gets for make somebody can fend them. But if you know say when you go fend the minister or you MP, you know for expect nothing for say they go give money. And the minister back, if you know say anytime where you go fend in electorate, you know, get no obligation for go give money because you don't get that money there. Now the money we if you take, we go bill for facilities there, now you can take it distribute again amongst one. That for stop that culture of dependency and expectation for say somebody this now when a minister or this if you give me money, no, that has to stop. And also for the MPs them, we for engage with the electorate, we reward them when we develop policies and let we know what they want. Let them be part of it from the beginning. Let them get ownership of it. We don't just kind of will say today they can't build field for now. You understand anything? They need field, yes, of course. But if you ask them, they will tell you, say, really what we need right now in our time because we're picking in the sick. The girl picking, even though they get free education, you know, they suffer, then they rape them on the road, you know. Help them make them get water. Because water, they bring about security, they bring well body, a place. And then you put the field or the school later. Let we know how to prioritize stuff, you know. And like I said, in transaction, I mentioned the post office. I tell you, the Minister of Telecommunication, you go able to drive most of this stuff, fight against corruption, man. You get to prepare the post office as a very good stakeholder, you know, for handle most government transaction in terms of payment, you know, in terms of payment. So think about it. And we get the appropriate policy, although people say the policies and procedures are already there, you know, we need the technology way to go with this. Some of these policies, like for example, every project, every ministry, whatever they do, they forget a clause that says, what are your corruption mitigation policies for this task or for this project? Make it day forefront. Leone able get meetings only for discuss that. Well, you know, see this project, you know, see the government right now, you know, saying that this time they go on corruption. What did we feel say? What are the corruption mitigation strategies that we get right now? Are we meeting them or are we violating them? Understand? We need that. And the Anti-Corruption Commission, of course, we believe say it can only get trust and good reputation if it is seen to be as free from corruption itself, and it doesn't have any favor, no sacred cows. And another important one is to have a special court. Currently, cases of corruption, they go to the main judiciary system, main courts. It will hold up other cases then, and it is slow the process. If we get a special court where they try corruption-related cases and we get stiff penalties, for example, some man they go jail and hard labor, you know, hard labor, I don't mean for go punish somebody like a slave, you know, make it help, you know, go build, go work at the plantations then, go help construct schools, these, you know, they can wait in the, you know, we need a special court, really. We need a special court to try corruption. The main court system is fine, but it's very slow. Otherwise, we not go able for clear, you know, the queue of cases that we will get, because justice delayed is justice denied. And coupled with that special court, we also need legislation. We need to protect the whistleblowers them, and we need to reward them. We need to protect the identity of whistleblowers, and we need to reward them for a job done. Their privacy, secrecy, confidentiality has to be maintained at the highest level. If you violate it, you know, you get dealt with by the law. The media, the Fourth Estate, SLAG, and the Independent Media Commission, they have to play a great role in this fight. In this fight within the journalism and within the broader community. Corruption, we know, you can see are subtle sometimes, like content, editorial content from factual stories. Sometimes they play around there. You know, I'm just saying, you know, it should be trust. The media has to be accountable to the people, just like the Anti-Corruption Commission and whatever institution has to be accountable to the people. Power to the people. The legislature, of course, the law should be supreme. Justice is not for the highest bidder, it's for the one who is right. And justice is there for all. The recruitment, let's come to the recruitment. Governments, employees. We know when job come out, the one day we want and they pass the job. But the one day back we get influence where they want the job for the young family. Then, for example, they say job don't come out na this department or na this parastatal or na this ministry. Chief Minister they count in your name the Minister of Trade they count in your name the Minister of this they count in your name them. In the end, Memuna way they applying, we don't work very hard, you don't study. Get the qualification, you know, we get the job. Okay. Understand? You put the people that we be say we not deserve them, you know, because they not go through the process is not transparent. The same go for awarding contract. There should be transparency in it. In fact, we standardize the entire process about awarding contract. You know, and there should be competition and integrity in the process. You know, in awarding contracts and in employment, you know, and some of the other little and one other one we me just come up with, I don't know whether it's been done there, foreign investment. When you reach at a certain threshold, Parliament Economic Committee, maybe forget oversight into it, they for look at it. They for look at it and weigh pros and cons. You know, they should look at it. And the other little things, Right now, when you go for let them go give you, if an emergency travel certificate, everybody want commission. God, therefore, outlaw those things. Anybody who they take them commission, then they for public service job, service providers. Then, when you go to immigration, when you go to the lands, everybody want eat you. But then the corruption, koro. Anybody who they do that day for 10,000, 20,000. Well, it is, you understand, you don't get dignity. It's very sad to say it. It able selling countries, selling people, and selling mama and papa, because that's what they do. It's selling brother there. Because by doing that, I saw it. I see how lands ministry, for example, they play on two people away they fed for land. They say this one come out abroad, this one Indian and a businessman. I see the highest bidder. Wallahi, they deliberately, it wasn't about me. Wallahi, not about me. I saw it. They deliberately decided. I see how people take money for minister, for this, for that, because they feel saying at the time this for make up. Even the landers, when they give to civilians, then they collect money from them. Can you imagine? Which, So, commission, tips, and things like that, it has to stop. And before I end up, I say for bringing this up, religion should have no hands in politics. The mosques, the temples, the churches, they shouldn't be identified by any party, please. Politicians, they go to church, they go to mosque, they go to temple, they go ask for prayer, they go do donation or whatever. But that doesn't mean they forbid una vote. Una in a church, mosque, temple, una get right to vote. And una vote, now your secret. If you be say one go campaign for Sekuba, go campaign for her, but not go campaign for her as somebody who they represent the church, please, or the mosque or the temple. And the family and concubine visit now the offices them. It pass mark. That has to stop. That corruption because it affect productivity at the workplace. We got some ministries and some departments, then get so far. Now maybe they go meet them. The amount of pedophilia where they go on yonder is unbelievable. I hope say you get your hands off our girls. Go look into this issue. Let we love we country. Let we love for do something for we country without we no benefit from them. We picking there or great grand picking there, they will benefit from them. I tell you thank you for listening to this Boku Labo. Let God bless we. Let God bless we country. Let God make this war on corruption, make it end. And I tell you it end. But already to me, it look like say it's not going the right way, man. I don't get information. With somebody with the work, na public service, like in a bank. If they give somebody who come out overseas $1, can you imagine? Who say you pull handy? You want to show somebody say you get $1 person? Who say you pull handy? Now thief. Money laundering is going on. Understand? That has to stop. Before you pull $5,000, you give somebody, you give that. Take that $5,000, they go build toilets, facility or some other facilities them, for people in a village. No, give me that 5,000. I don't want them. There are other poor people them. We need dandy. That will bring some trust and some sanity and some dignity in our country. No say. You can't let this world with nothing, and you will go back with nothing. So that in the way you get help build salon. I thank you now all. Amadu Barrie. Tata. Assalamu alaikum.